Hello, sweet souls. It's DTO in the Flow, and I am on tour right now in the Midwest, launching my extraordinary summer tour. And today, as always, when we're on the podcast, I have an amazing guest, and we encourage you to comment, ask a question, and share it. Feel free to comment with an emoji. With the algorithms, many people know it's always nice when there's some kind of comment. Even if you're one of those people that normally just sit back and watch, it's always nice to have some engagement. And if you have not seen me, don't know who I am DTO. I'm an award-winning producer. You can check me out on all the places and spaces online at DTO Music. Dave the Organism is my artist name. And today I get to interview an extraordinary artist. And without further ado, we are going to bring her on. And today is launch day. Hey, Christy.
Yes. Hi. So excited. Thanks for having me on, Dave. It's really nice to be here.
Absolutely. And I feel like it's just a great opportunity just to play and share with people this beautiful song that is called My Own Life that launched today, June 27th. It's a summer song that's an anthem. It's a theme. It's about empowerment. And so let's have everyone have a quick 15-second snippet of it. Here we go. My Own Life. Yes, congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. I have to just say too, thanks to my husband for the videography of that. That was a last minute idea. I'm like, let's go here and just film. Okay. And that worked out great. I loved it. Yeah.
So good. Amazing. So this is a 5Q interview where we have 5 laser focused questions for us to learn about your life and how this wonderful little girl that had these songs in her soul got to this, an empowered, embodied woman sharing her magic with the world. So every superhero has an origin story. So let's kick it off with our 5Q interview. So here is question number 1. So when did you fall in love with music?
Well, then I was little. Like you could see that in the picture. I'm singing a song. My dad was an avid music listener. Actually, my mom's a great singer. Her and her sisters sang a lot, and her youngest sister wrote songs when I was little. So I was really immersed in the 70s music, which is really a great era, I feel like, of music. And my dad would put on records, and I would get up and I'd sing all the songs. And anyone who wanted to come over, I'd sit them on the couch. I'd probably 3 years old, was doing that. And then I wrote my first song when I was 3. And my mom put me in a pageant, which is really not for me, but I was really interested in the microphone and got up and sang my little song about my dogs and cats and won the pageant. Unfortunately, I didn't like the pageant part, but I liked the singing. So that was it. And I loved to dance. So I was pretty young when I was doing that. And that's me. I'm 7 at like a family reunion, and that's my dad's brother's band. And I'm cutting the rug there. Yeah, just loved it. Just love music. Really was an good escape for us too, and it's been a lifeline for me in a lot of difficult times from a very young age till now. So can't live without it.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Andrea Cox here giving us some hearts and some love in real time. Hey, how's it going? Beautiful, love it. All right, let's jump into question number 2. So, of course, this little girl, you get to receive these sounds, vibrations, frequencies that we call music as an art form, and it fills your heart and joy, and you dance, and you're like, wow, this is powerful. So then there's a shift that happened. Either it was an aha moment or it was a building up where you made a choice, or maybe your soul made the choice, however you want to frame it. So the question is, what inspired you to therefore write your own music?
So I mean, I did music. I loved music as a kid, but I didn't really like ever know I wanted to be a songwriter or that I was a songwriter. So I was like in my 20s, and I was living in San Diego, and I had moved to Ocean Beach, which is a little suburb of, San Diego. And on the street I lived on was this little coffee shop called Java Joe's. And I had been writing poetry and I hadn't connected it all yet. Like music was really still a part of my life as far as listening, but I hadn't connected it all. And then I had a big heartbreak, of course. And that's me singing at the old Java Joe's. And someone took that picture and gave it to me. That's me on stage. Kind of came out really cool. And I've always loved that picture. It's a great memory for me. And so I just was so fortunate that I could go down to Java Joe's, walk down the street with my guitar. Actually, I had someone else play guitar for me because I was just learning how to put all of it together. And that was it. I could get on stage and sing my songs on Sunday night at the open mics, and then got invited to do the songwriter showcases with a lot of fantastic songwriters here. And I didn't really understand like how to become a songwriter until I moved to San Diego. So I remember thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? Like I was back and forth from here to Arizona, where I'm from. And luckily the boyfriend I was with at the time, he broke up with me, which at the time was so devastating, but it was really the best thing that could happen. And I just like went in my room and put all these songs. I put a couple songs together and went and sang them. And people were like, wow, I just sang from my heart. So that was really what kicked off the songwriting. And then it was like, oh, this is my lane. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, it was so cool. I was just like led here to be on Java on Newport Avenue, right down the street from Java Joe's. And
I love that. And there's some
yeah.
other images. This is 2009. You playing in Julian.
Yes. Yeah, so there's my little guy. He's 19 now, but we're at a farmer's market playing. So that really kicked off like in that period of time, that's what we did a lot as songwriters. Not that songwriters don't do that now, because a lot of people play live, but the main way to get your songs heard were to get, into the coffee shops here in San Diego, and I started playing right at the time that Jewel had gone on tour and left.
Oh yeah. Jewel, Jason Mraz, they all got discovered.
Yeah, he came along pretty like about a year or two after her and was like doing the same thing I was, showing up at Java Joe's, like playing songs, and a lot of great songwriters here. And it really, I think San Diego has a home feeling for songwriters. But yeah, me and Julian playing.
Here's a fun mommy moment.
Oh yes, I mean this is quite a love affair. It's when I was really getting going in music at that time too. And I remember my producer of my second album said to me, I opened up for Xavier Rudd, which was so much fun. He's huge now, but he was touring here. And then I opened up for another guy, the White Buffalo, who tours all over. And I know him. His band members, and my guitar player at the time and producer said, well, what do you want to do? Because, are you going to get married and have kids, or are you going to go in the van? Are we going to tour with this? And I didn't want to, we can. I made the decision then I would get married and try to have a child, which I had Julian right away. And I would always be able to come back to music. That was kind of my, what I told myself. And so I did, he's probably like 5 in this, so I'm playing Claire de Lune. This was a Friday night gig I did regularly. And a bunch of people have told me like Friday nights were so great. I remember when you would come, and it was such a relaxing, fun place to be. And, but it got a little challenging to do that, and be a mom. And I got, I wanted to be a really present mom. And I was, and it was really beautiful. And that little picture of him and I, that is our relationship. Now he's 19, so he would never do that, but we are super close. And, it's like, and I'm back and I get to come back and do music, because I really believe you can always do your music, always write your songs, always be who you are. There's no age limit. So yeah.
Absolutely. So question 3 now is to share, kind of pull back the veil for a moment, because some people, they wake up today and they click the play button. They're like, go Christy, I love your song. It's amazing, you know, but then behind the scenes, tell us a little bit about your creative process and what takes place for you to open up the channel, the muse, for you to really allow for your songwriting to come through.
Great question. I do talk about this quite a bit on a podcast that I co-host, the Creative Download podcast, and I'll try to shorten this. I really am a self-reflector. Like, I really believe clearing my channel, like I have to clear my channel quite a bit. So I have a number of things I do in my creative process. If I look in my immediate day, like day to day, I write every morning. I write in a journal every morning. I give myself time to be in nature, and I work full time too. Like, I am a full-time worker. And I'm a mom, like I have other things. So I don't not doing creativity all day, which is actually good for me. I try to get into nature and go for a walk. I get a lot of what we call downloads when I'm on a walk. And then my creative process too is to really carry a lyric bank. I have a lyric bank in my phone. So when I'm just very conscious of my creative, I keep it present in my life all day. So when something pops up, I can just put it in my phone and then be able to come back to it. I work with a co-writing team. So there's 3 of us. So I meet with them. Collaboration is a big creative process part of my writing now. So I meet with George Slavik and Laurie, Clarke, Gilbert every Thursday. And we bring our ideas together. And if there's a theme showing up or a song, we call it the songs trying to come through. Then we work on that. I work on the melody line usually and lyrics. I mean, we all do together. But I've really had to hone in on that process and what works for me. When I'm a little stuck, often what's funny is cleaning really helps my creative process. So if I can't kind of get a lyric the way I want, I'll go do the dishes. I'll start another and all of a sudden I hear it coming. I used to teach 3rd and 4th grade, and a lot of times I had a lot of songs come to me during that process. So I had to get good at, like, I'd be teaching and all of a sudden I'd hear a song coming in and I'd have to like write it down. So I think the creative process is really being aware of my creativity all the time and then having those tools to be able to put it together.
Amazing. Well, I do want to make sure that everyone knows that you have your podcast called The Creative Download.
Thank
so
you.
anyone out there that wants to find it, go ahead and check it out on all the platforms. And I think you have 8, 9, 10 episodes. And I'm looking forward to being a guest as well. And creativity is our birthright. I share this often. We are creatures. We are part of creation. And creativity is a way for us, as you said, and may not, certain people that are listening right now, live or on the archive, may not understand what a download even is. But it is just these epiphanies, these aha moments when if you like the movie Back to the Future, it's the 1.21 gigawatts where you're like, that's it. That's the thing. And sometimes when you are, and I love what you said about nature. Here I am out in nature. Many people know I live in Costa Rica at our Wellness and Retreat Center in Costa Rica. Big shout out here below if you want to check out our retreat center. But getting a download is really only possible, in my experience, I'm sure you'll agree, Christy, when you release the tension of stress and you're not overthinking that creates problems that wouldn't have existed in the first place. But going on a walk, being in nature, for me, it's going to a waterfall, swimming in our saltwater swimming pool, doing yoga, meditation, and just being in a hammock or relaxing. So I love that your podcast is really in alignment with this podcast is right now, which is to talk about creativity. What is the process of creation? Because some people, even though I know we share this philosophy, everyone's an artist, right? Living life is an art form altogether. You got to be adaptable. You got to be creative solutions, even if you're running a company or business. And with music, it's always, hey, how are we going to create sound waves, an energy that's going to give people this gift of being touched, moved, and inspired. And that's what I feel music does for us. It can come to our lives in moments where, wow, oh my gosh, this song means so much to me. And what I love about music too, it's time stamped. Like if I were to play a song right now, you and I are both Generation X, you'd probably be like, oh my gosh, that was so big in middle school. And I remember going to a middle school dance, or the stories you were sharing about, how you met your husband, and oh my God, this is the song and this is the music, and your friends that were listening to you play on those Friday nights, you could play one song, like, oh yeah, I used to play that. So I love how music is a time machine. But it also it's like the heartstrings pull us forward into possibilities, into our own
Yes.
inspiration. So, and especially your song, My Own Life, because it's really here to empower people. And before we go
Yes.
into question number 4, I want to make sure everyone can see your website so they can listen to your music and see all the different creative projects that you are working on. All right, so here's the fun part. So you create music, you put all your time and energy, your songwriters, your meetings, your workshops. Now, how do people respond to your music? What kind of testimonials, what kind of adjectives have people shared with you? It's inspirational, it's thoughtful, it's introspective. So give everyone a little overview on how people, even you got some text messages this morning for the new song. So what are people saying about your music?
Well, this has been, it's been a while since I put out a song. So now this is, I'm a different person today than I was in 2011. I feel like I'm much more clear. I have a very specific path that I'm on. And this morning I got a beautiful text from a friend who I had listened to the song, and she said it brought tears to her eyes. So many thoughts and feelings running through her body. It really did hit her deeply. And this is I'm so excited to get a response like this, because the song My Own Life really is an introspective song. And I know once my song goes out, other people will, hear it and respond to it the way they hear it. I'm hoping that people will say what she said, is that the thoughts that we push away, that we will push away that voice in us that nudges us along and make us question, whose life am I living? Am I living my own life, or am I living my life for someone else? And that was exactly what I wrote it about. So to really get an immediate message back from somebody that said, I heard that in this, thank you. And then she did also come back and give me a little bit more of that it really expressed like kind of the monotony we can get into in our day-to-day life, and not listen to that inner voice that's so present in all of us. And how at the end of the song it really gets you inspired to listen to that. And of course I had a really great comment from my brother as well, who thought it really reminded him of the 90s, which the 90s music is coming back, I hear. And that it reminded him of like the Gin Blossoms or the Wallflowers, which is a great feedback because I haven't heard that yet. So it's interesting to hear how other people hear the music. And I think people always like have said to me that in general my music has been very calming and very soothing. That has been a regular of all the songs I've written in the past. I always try to write from my heart, write from my own life, write in an introspective way, and then try to get that across based on what the song is about. I like to let the songs come through. I feel like there's just songs out there waiting to be heard, and whoever's going to sing them. And I hope that, when they come to me, I sing them the way they're supposed to be sung and presented so that people are moved, and it sounds like people have been so far by My Own Life, which is really cool. Yeah, I've been getting some texts this morning and just how people thought it was just a beautiful song. So I hope you guys do too. And I hope you'll take a listen.
Absolutely. I want to share the promo. Big shout out to your husband for
Yes,
the
he was my
video.
videographer. And I want to just comment on this really quick, Dave, because this was an important part for me. I realized I had hired a photographer, a good friend of ours. He's a fantastic photographer, Mark Frapwell, but he didn't do these photos. And the photos didn't really feel right for the song for me. I'll use them because they're great photos for my artistry. And I didn't realize how easy it was to slip away from like what my real intention was with this song. And I just that voice, I really had to listen to that inner voice, which is what my own life is all about, and be like, this is not right. I mean, I
Art
did
reflects
all this.
life, life reflects
Yeah,
art.
it
Same
set me
story.
back about a week because of release, which is totally okay. I decided that it was better to have everything feel like it really is the way it's supposed to be. And I
Hmm.
had this image in my head and I just went with it. And I said, here, my husband's name is Drew. And I said, let's go and let's just go do this on this path. I want to be on this dirt path. Like it has to be on this dirt path. I'm just going to be intuitive. And so it really turned out like I mean, it's really me. And it really turned out, I feel like it was such a great experience while doing the song, because we can
Hmm.
just get so trapped, and that's part of the song, in like boxes that people put
Yeah.
us in because I look a certain way. And I will say that one thing people have said to me over my lifetime of writing: you don't look like the kind of songs that you write. And because
Hmm.
I look a certain way
Interesting.
to people, I've heard that
Okay.
number of times, they expect me to sing a certain way or sound. I'm very indie folk, introspective. I want to reach people's souls. I want to talk
Yeah.
about, deep things. And so I think visually people will want to put me in this box. And I
Oh yeah.
caught it. I caught it, and I caught that I had gotten boxed in a little bit. And I'm like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, that's not what I want to do. And it was a great realization. So I felt like it was important to just share that, even on this, the photos that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So
And speaking of
this was
photos, this is a 2023 photo in
yeah,
Nashville.
yeah. That's Judy Stakey's retreat. She's there, standing there, listening to us discuss a song, and it was
Hmm.
such a great place to go. And it's black and white, that's just how the photo was taken. But the green of Tennessee is so amazing,
Oh yeah.
and
I'll
yeah,
be
it's a
in
5-day
Tennessee next
retreat.
week.
Oh God,
My
I love
brother
it.
lives in Nashville, so I get to be in
Oh, that's right.
the
Yeah.
a beautiful area with so much songwriting and creativity, and it's a magical town. I love it so
It
much.
is. Yeah, it is a magical town. I loved it too.
All
Yeah.
right, well, let's hop into our last question, which
Okay.
is the most important one because this is a 14-year gap from your 2011 release
Yes.
to now.
Yes.
So I know people are excited. People now that are watching this podcast that have yet to hear the entire song. Of course, we played a quick 15-second snippet. So where can people find your song, My Own Life? And
Yeah.
also, where can people stream your music and actually just follow your journey?
Yeah. So I have a website. You know, always go to my website, christybruneaumusic.com. And but it's on all platforms. So I'm on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music. There's platforms I'm on that I'm not even sure what they are, but I know there's a lot. So all platforms that stream music, it'll be on there, and you can follow me. I'd love it if you follow me on Spotify right now. I know some people are also doing Tidal, so I'm getting my Tidal platform set up, but it is already streaming there. So yeah, it's pretty easy to find now. I love that part of music. Personally, I love that part of music, as far as just if a song needs to be heard, it can get heard. So yeah, all platforms and on my website.
All right. Now, if people want to follow you on Instagram, we earlier before
Yes,
this podcast went Instagram live. So here is another opportunity for everyone
yes.
to check you out there. And
Yeah,
as we were,
definitely follow me on Instagram, because I
yes.
have, this is the first of a series of songs I'm putting out. So My Own Life was the kickoff. I have 4 more songs we're putting out before October,
Oh,
probably.
that's
So
exciting.
yeah, so follow me on Instagram, because then you'll
Yep.
get notified too, like what's happening and what's coming.
Yeah. And I love your inspirational posts.
Yeah.
See the more information about your podcast. And then
Yes.
naturally here, you can just click on Spotify. And here's a really beautiful part of just the multi-dimensional being that you are: singer, songwriter,
Yes.
writer, dancer, mother, wife, sister, auntie, friend. I love it so much. It's so great.
Living a
And
full
as you
life.
mentioned, exactly, that is your life. And so here is how you'd hear it on Spotify. Um,
Yes.
all right. Well, I am super grateful we got to discuss this achievement. So again, congratulations. It's launch
Yes.
day.
Thank
It's
you.
summertime 2025. It's time to be
Yes.
alive. It's time
Yes.
to be empowered and to know that everyone listening, it is our own lives that we get to live. and we get to make choices, and we trust that this song will really feel into your soul. Crank it, turn it up, and as you said, it has a throwback vibe to it, which I'm all about. So thank you for creating art, Christy. It means a lot to the world. And I am going to complete by playing the little 15-second snippet and encouraging everyone out there to follow Christy on all the platforms. Thanks again. Thanks for being here. You're welcome.
Thanks
My
so
pleasure.
much.